Nigeria Limited is an indigenous manufacturing company in Nigeria and a member of MAN, Manufacturer Association of Nigeria.
The last report that the Manufacturer Association of Nigeria shot out as at the end of the first quarter showed that well over 757 companies are shut down in Nigeria between January 2023 and December 2023.
It is no longer easy doing business in Nigeria as far as manufacturing is concerned.
Because we know that manufacturing sector contribution to the growth of the nation is one that cannot be overemphasized. And that is evident in what we are having currently in terms of the unemployment rate in Nigeria, in terms of the poverty rate. Now, the unemployment rate as at the fourth quarter of 2023 stood at 5%. That's for the unemployment, while the poverty stood at 38.8%. These are indications that all is not well. And the reason why we are having all of these high and negative indices is because the key fiber that is needed in the economy to drive the growth, to drive employment, and to boost that has not been considered or given the top priority by the regulators and by the government of the day. And that is why we are here to voice out our own pain, and before it's too late, before we have to shut down our operation and lay off well over 2,500 employees of the company, both direct and indirectly, and which is still going to cause a lot of problems to the economy. There are millions of SMEs that could no longer do business again in Nigeria today because of high cost of operation, because of high energy costs, because of so many things. Even with the removal of subsidy and the unification of the FX regime that the government of the day brought in, we all will testify to the how excruciating the pains, how terrible the hunger in the land is all about. So, and as a player, we felt it or deemed it fit to call this conference to let everybody know that we need to sit up as a nation, and we need to sit up as a government, and we need to sit up as regulators as it relates to the support to the key sector of the economy, which we call the real sector, and that is the manufacturing sector.
And these challenges for which we have gathered together to air and to cry out loud are as follows. Number one, multiple regulation by regulatory agencies. Two, tax-related issues that are impacting negatively on our production and ease of doing business. Three, double-digit lending by Nigerian banks and unfriendly treatment by the same Nigerian banks asking us to pay for what we did not owe. Again, the high duties of imported raw materials which we use for our production, which has had negative implication on the cost of our products, which also has a negative multiplier effect on our profitability and keeping our workforce. As it is, the ease of doing business preached by previous government is no longer easy. We are crying out loud.
The 40% of the raw materials that we use are being produced locally. That's why we were able to employ those number of people in quotes. But the 60% aspect of it are being imported. Have to work with bank because they are the one that open the LCs that we use for importations. But the bank asks us to provide 130% as coverage. And we provided that 130%, or some of them 120%, and they told us that those extra 30% on top of it is to cover the length that it will take them to liquidate those lines. So, and that is what we did. We provided the cash back. Some banks started writing to us, telling us that you remember you opened LC with us in 2021 and you gave us the cash. We want to remind you we were not able to get the money from CBN. The evaluation is hitting them that we need to bring extra money. The business that has been done and closed, we have sold all of them. How do we get the extra money? And I thought it's a joke. So the bank will come. All of them will come to this office. I never go to any bank. They will come and they will tell us they have dollars, they have line, give us cash back. You know, we are thinking that, oh, they are business enablers that they promise us. So we keep on opening. I can remember one of the bank, the ED have to tell me that, look, the treasury people, and they told me that opening $1.8 million is nothing. I should make it more so that they can take more to CBN. And then we keep on opening, thinking that the bank is helping us to grow the economy and to employ more people. So our first Sunday, the bank now wrote us that they are going to calculate all the turnover that was done in the banks. Turnover, not our own money. With those turnover, we were able to give turnover about $43 million within that 2 years. I think I'm right, Jay. So all of a sudden, when we sense that something like this is happening, and we supply oil to one of the multinational company, and then they pay the money to the bank, and that is the loan we have from other banks. The bank sees the money up to today. It's because of the devaluation of dollar. And I said, I gave you cash back, 130%, 120%. And later, after the government entered and they announced officially the devaluation of dollar, then about 4 banks precisely have to write us again, and they said we are going to bring extra money for transaction of 2021, 2022. All this thing I'm saying, we never do any transaction. Every transaction we did before the devaluation of the naira. They are earning interest on those money, and they are charging us for business we have done 2021, 2022. In fact, up to today, they are still charging us. And this is wickedness and slavery. And when I saw some bank declaring they make so billions and billions and billions, in my mind I said, these are the blood of the industry that the bank has killed. And they also want to destroy us. We wrote the presidency and nothing is coming forth. We wrote the governors, CBN governors, because when they brought the issue to me and they said CBN didn't give them money, I said, when you gave me the line, why can't you tell me to go to CBN? It is the bank. And you told me you will liquidate in the offer letter. They wrote it within 90 days or 180 days. So, and then now you are now telling me CBN. I'm not against government in their policy by devaluation of dollar. But I was thinking that before the government should devalue the dollar, they would have settled every outstanding that the bank is having. But if the CBN didn't do that, the bank cannot, ascribe those things to poor industries that is putting food on the table of the masses. They say the bank cannot be able to deal with the CBN. They are now posting it to the industries, the poor masses, in order to create more joblessness on the streets. It is at this point we now decided, since there is no place to cry upon, we are crying to the government of today, which I know that they have passion for the growth of our economy and for the help of the masses. We are appealing to the president, we are appealing to the Senate, we also are appealing to the lawmakers to help to rescue the industry, the ease of doing business, which is the hope of the poor people, so that this country will retain the giant of Africa that we know of Nigeria of them. I pray that together we can make Nigeria great again. Thank you.